Welcome back, everyone. This is Acid Roots, and we've got some more, um, A Link to the Past. So, as we continue, we're definitely going to get Zelda to safety before we get on with our adventure. So, depending upon what happens, I'm sure that the question of the matter is, well, what are the repercussions of these said actions? So, if this were to be my first time playing this ever, I'd be kind of wondering what the rest of this game is going to be about. And clearly, the Master Sword, with Nintendo, the Nintendo Entertainment System story was really hard to put in there, but there's a full script and dialogue in this game, and it really helps, and it makes things even more interesting. Personally, I would have wanted another Super Nintendo Zelda, but I think most people, Zelda was not widespread back in 94, 95. That was the whole thing, it was kind of, I'd say, I can't even think of a series that would have been like. Donkey Kong had too much light. People fucked with that game so much more. I don't even think Super Mario Kart was that popular back in the day. That was really something that kind of happened. But these are ropes. These snakes are called ropes, and they were in the second dungeon of the original Zelda. So basically, most of the enemies from that game are in this game, so it's going to be pretty enlightened. It's going to be pretty heartening. There's a word disheartening. It's going to be delightful to see some of these enemies, even if they are annoying. The keys are in it too. So I actually do take damage from these enemies, and I almost die, but that's alright. But anyways, you only have 3 hearts, so you don't have a lot of... We don't have a lot of room for error. But yeah, so what's going to happen is we're going to get our adventure underway. And when we do that, we're going to have to decide what to do. So there's actually 2 halves to this game. There's like a beginning half, and then there's a later half, which is the real meat of this game, and we're just going to have fun with that. So this is the big one. I actually have not beaten this game as of me doing this episode. So I've got 2 files open, and I'm trying to beat the game prior to doing this, but it's just a question of actually getting the courage and stuff. So the only dungeon I really don't know that well is the very last one in the game. I'm gonna let you know there's more than 11 dungeons in this game. So the original Zelda had 9. This one is... But... But I've also been reading the Zelda comic that was in Nintendo Power, so I did try doing that a little bit, but I got to chapter 3. I'm going to get that further in the future. Now, it's not based on this game entirely, but it is loosely based on it. So there's freedom, there's new characters added, and there's actually dialogue and that sort of stuff. And I'm going to have fun with that, but... I would recommend just going to your local library and seeing if they have it, because it's getting to the point, Mario, Zelda, Pokemon, you can actually find their merchandise at other places. Take note of those crack walls, they do hold lots of loot, so you definitely want that. But, yeah, I don't really think Metroid is per se one of the ones you'll find, but you can definitely get a hold of Zelda. Mario, of course. Those are basically Nintendo's 3 best series right there. But I like Metroid more than Pokemon. So, even though that Metroid pisses me off. I mean, definitely, this game is not going to be a cakewalk. You know, you're going to see it later on, but this actually does get my patience going, and it will, but you're just not going to hear it. So we meet one of the old men, and he actually provides safety for Zelda. Things happen to him. He actually does die, just so you know, but so there is death in Zelda. You know, it's one of the things that are not necessarily known and stuff, but this will pretty much conclude the episode. You know, you can listen to this again. I want to talk, but you can also rewind it and play it again if you want. So, yes, we have things afoot. Link is now a wanted man. Let that be known. They want to put him in prison and basically destroy him, something that was not in the first Zelda. But we got our heart container. We now have 4 hearts. Now these guys will give you extra dialogue after you beat one of the dungeons, so I'm going to show that in the future. But alright, so this, you know, stay tuned for part 4. We've got plenty more left to do. Subscribe for